Have you looked back at your life and said, what would have happened if I hadn't talked to the Sci-Fi Channel about writing the script, hadn't followed through, where would I be?
I look back at my life and wish I had made that independent film 5 or 10 years earlier. Because that is kind of what started the ball rolling. And if I had done that a lot earlier, I think through one means or another, I would have picked up steam along the same path, along the same timeline as I have, but I'd be 10 years younger, and and have more energy and have more not optimism. That's not the word I'm looking for, because actually have a lot of optimism right now. This is bad for a writer because now I don't have the word that I need. I wish I had done it sooner, because I think I would be much further along now than I am.
Is it blind confidence? You know how in youth people think there's no way they can fail, and I envy that. You don't overthink it. You just say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be the next whatever." And
no, because I still think I'm the next Steven Spielberg. I still have blind confidence and blind optimism. But my manager in particular keeps saying, "Look, we've got to take this one step at a time. You did Sharknado. Now we build on that. You do something like it, but bigger, for lack of a better word. And then you take that and you do something else, but you can't move right on to doing Shakespeare because nobody's going to take the writer of Sharknado seriously when he says he wants to do Shakespeare." I don't actually want to do Shakespeare, but there are serious, genre films that I want to make that aren't tongue-in-cheek. And so it frustrates me because I'm already at the point in my life where I just want to be doing what I do. And I feel like I've paid my dues, and I've been doing this for a very long time. But you've got to put that in check. You've got to take your ego down a notch. You really have to take your ego out of the equation, and say, okay, this is how I am perceived by the world and by the industry. I have to accept that, even though that's not the sum total of who I am as a person or as a professional. I have to accept that this is the way I'm seen now. So how do I build on that to get to where I want to be? I completely forgot what your question was.
Oh, wow, that's great. Sorry, I got lost in what you were saying, and I forgot my question too. I think I was talking about resistance and the moment that you realize that, but it sounds like being paid as a writer, that does give a professional stamp. But there must have been something very freeing in terms of your whole process of going out and actually doing what you were saying, doing what you said you were going to do. I'm glad you said that phrase, because that's something that I've realized, is that for many years I had developed a lot of connections in the business, and I was telling people that I was a good writer and director, mainly a director. To be honest, it's a little frustrating for me that the success and the public perception that I've achieved as a result of Sharknado and some of the other smaller things I've done is largely as a screenwriter, because I've always seen myself as a director first and a screenwriter second. So that's kind of frustrating. But the phrase "doing what I said I could do" is key, because for years and years I'd been telling people what I could do if they would just give me a chance. But that required them taking a leap of faith on me. And why should they do that when they're at risk? Every film any producer makes, every film even a studio makes, they're risking their entire business model, their entire profession, their entire position in the industry on every project they make. So why on earth should they take a risk, a leap of faith on me, an unproven quantity, when they can hire Steven Spielberg or James Cameron or Ridley Scott or Shane Black or whoever that they know is going to deliver? And of course the argument that the young filmmaker will make is, yes, but I have something new that those guys don't have. They've been doing this. We all know what they can do. That's legitimate to a certain extent. but not from a business standpoint. From a business standpoint, you go with somebody that you know can deliver.